Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all. However this finds you, I do hope this finds you well. I'm not going to be on here for a long time, but I am on here for a time worth having, for an AI type of examining type of time. Y'all, there are two stories that have been on my mind. They seem related on the surface. When you put them together, they tell you exactly where we are headed. All right, so boom. On one hand, you have governments, specifically the federal government and states like California, starting to regulate AI, but not through legislation. They're doing it through purchasing power. Basically, if you want to sell AI to the government, you have to follow their rules. That's it. No long debate, no slow policy cycles, just if you want the contract, you must comply. At the federal level, the guidance is being pushed for neutral AI systems. No ideology, no bias, no positioning around things like diversity, equity, and inclusion. At the state level, California is saying the opposite. They want vendors to actively demonstrate protections against bias and safeguard civil rights. So now you have two competing definitions of what ethical AI even means, and companies are stuck in the middle trying to build systems that will satisfy both. But here's the real point. This is regulation, even if no one is calling it that. Money is at the underbelly, and it is what is driving the behavior. Now, while all of this is happening at the top, something else is happening inside of these companies: layoffs. These are not small layoffs, as we know. They are structural ones. Entire teams waiting weeks. Can you imagine? To find out if they still have jobs. People showing up to work day after day after day, knowing there's a clock on their head. One employee at one particular company described it as 28 days of hell. That is not hyperbole. That is the emotional reality of what AI acceleration looks like to humans, to people on the ground. And this is where I need us to connect the dots. We are spending a lot of time debating whether AI systems are biased, whether they are neutral, whether they are explainable, and we must continue to hold the course there. But at the same time, the very people building, supporting, and operating these systems are being displaced. So again, I have to ask, ethical for who? Because you cannot talk about fairness in outputs while ignoring what's happening to labor. You cannot talk about governance at the system level while avoiding what's happening on a human level. The deeper issue for me is that the people designing these frameworks, these ethical frameworks, are often not the ones experiencing the consequences. They are not sitting in uncertainty, waiting to find out if they have a job next month or not. They are not navigating a market where roles are quietly disappearing and then operating without a parachute or a buffer. So what you end up with are ethics conversations that feel clean, structured, and well-intentioned, but they're disconnected from reality. That is, from what's happening on the ground. And at the same time, companies are being told to meet different, sometimes conflicting definitions of fairness, depending on who they're selling to. Federal says one thing, states say another. Businesses are responding the only way they know how, which is optimizing for revenue, compliance, and survival. So ethics becomes flexible. It's something that you can toggle between depending on the buyer or the audience, and that is concerning. It should concern everybody. If ethics can be turned on and off depending on who's paying and who's paying attention, then it's not ethics, it is positioning. It is playing in our faces. Underneath all of that, the labor market is shifting in real time, not in a loud and dramatic way, but in a quiet, structural way. Roles are consolidating, expectations continue to increase, and the people who remain are being asked to do more with less, while also integrating AI into everything that they do. So we have these two parallel systems. One is debating how to regulate AI, and another that is already being reshaped by it. They're not in sync, and that is causing tension. So when you hear ethical AI, I want you to expand your frame. Yes, it is about biased systems. Yes, ask if it is explainable. But I also want you to ask about those people who are being displaced, who is absorbing this risk, and who is benefiting. Right now, regulation is happening through money. Ethics is being shaped by whoever holds the contract, whoever holds the degree, whoever holds the attention of the space, whoever is connected, and the labor is adjusting, readjusting in real time without the same level of protection or attention. That's not a problem to consider for the future, y'all. That problem is happening right now in real time, and is a way to look at it without catastrophizing it. I want you to sit with this. If you're building AI, understand that governance is not just about a model. It is about ecosystems that you are shaping. If you're leading a team, you should understand that your people are navigating uncertainty, whether they say it out loud or not. And if you're watching all of this unfold, I want you to not let the language distract you from the structure. Structure is where the truth lives. Well, y'all, I told you I would not be on here for a long time, but for a time worth having, and I delivered. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. That's everybody. Like and subscribe, and remember, until next time, you are capable of big things.